Welcome to Dream Speak English. In every video, we explore stories that bring English to life. Today's journey takes us into a quiet moment of connection where a simple bracelet becomes a memory. Let's get started. Part 1: Golden Hour in the Garden. The afternoon light falls through the leaves in patterns of gold and shadow. A garden in late spring holds its breath between day and evening. The air carries the scent of roses beginning to open, of earth warmed by hours of sun, of green things growing quietly in their own time. Two figures stand beneath an old apple tree. Its branches sweep low, heavy with leaves that catch the light and turn it soft. The woman wears a simple dress the color of cream. The man stands close, holding something small in his palm. Between them, the air feels thick with words not yet spoken, with the weight of a moment stretching longer than moments usually do. Gardens have always held special meaning in the stories people tell. In Persian poetry from centuries ago, the garden represents paradise itself. The word paradise comes from an ancient Persian word meaning enclosed garden. Poets wrote of lovers meeting in walled gardens where fountains played and fruit trees bloomed. These gardens offered privacy, beauty, and a world separate from the ordinary rush of life. European painters in the 1800s filled their canvases with garden scenes. They painted couples walking between flowering hedges, women sitting on stone benches reading letters, men and women standing close under spreading trees. The Impressionists loved gardens most of all. Monet painted his garden at Giverny hundreds of times, capturing how light changes from morning to evening, how shadows move across paths, how colors shift in different hours. Claude Monet once said he owed becoming a painter to flowers. He understood that gardens offer something beyond simple beauty. They offer time that moves differently. In a garden, minutes expand. The outside world grows distant. Two people standing among roses and apple blossoms exist in a pocket of stillness. The young man opens his hand. A bracelet rests in his palm, catching the golden light. Silver links form a delicate chain. A small charm dangles from it, perhaps a leaf, perhaps a flower. The viewer cannot quite tell from this distance. The bracelet looks old or made to look old, carrying the suggestion of history and continuity. Jewelry has spoken for people across cultures for thousands of years. In ancient Egypt, people wore bracelets as symbols of eternal life. The circular form represented eternity, no beginning, no end, a continuous loop. Pharaohs wore golden cuffs inscribed with their names and titles. Common people wore simpler bands of copper or beads, but the meaning remained. A bracelet circled the wrist, connecting the hand to the arm, the person to their actions, the moment to forever. In Celtic traditions, people exchanged torques and bracelets as pledges. Warriors wore arm rings given by their chiefs. The ring bound them together in loyalty and mutual protection. The metal itself carried meaning: silver for the moon, gold for the sun, copper for the earth. To wear someone's gift of metal meant to carry their regard with you always. The woman looks at the bracelet, then at the man's face. Her expression stays quiet, contemplative. She does not smile brightly or gasp with surprise. The moment unfolds in silence, in the slow way real moments often do. Her eyes ask questions without words. What does this mean? What changes with this gift? Part 2: The Language of Touch and Memory. The man steps closer. The distance between them shrinks to almost nothing. He takes her hand, not quickly, not dramatically, but with careful intention. His fingers close gently around her wrist. The touch creates a connection, skin to skin, warmth to warmth. Psychologists who study human connection have learned that touch carries complex information. A single touch can communicate emotion more accurately than hundreds of words. Research shows that people can identify emotions like love, gratitude, sympathy, and compassion from brief touches alone, even without seeing the person touching them. The quality of touch, its pressure, duration, location, speaks volumes. The wrist represents a particularly intimate place for touch. Unlike the hand, which we shake with strangers, or the shoulder, which colleagues might pat, the wrist remains usually untouched by anyone except those we know well. The wrist carries the pulse. To touch someone's wrist means to feel their heartbeat, to register the physical reality of their life continuing moment by moment. In Victorian England, where strict rules governed behavior between unmarried men and women, lovers developed elaborate codes. A man might help a woman remove her glove, his fingers brushing her wrist for a brief second. That momentary touch carried weight precisely because such touches happened rarely. The scarcity made them precious. The man fastens the bracelet around her wrist with careful movements. His fingers work the small clasp. The action requires focus, patience. He must look down at what his hands are doing, bringing his head close to hers. She can probably feel his breath, sense the concentration in his stillness. Gifting traditions vary across cultures, but certain threads run through them all. In Japan, the ritual of gift-giving follows specific rules. The presentation matters as much as the gift itself. A gift should be offered with both hands, wrapped beautifully, given with humility. The recipient typically refuses once or twice before accepting, showing they do not presume to deserve such kindness. This dance of offering and accepting creates connection through shared ritual. In many South American cultures, jewelry passes through generations. A grandmother's ring goes to a granddaughter. A mother's bracelet finds a new home on a daughter's wrist. These pieces carry stories. Each woman who wears them adds her own chapter. The jewelry becomes a record of continuing life, of love passed forward through time. The bracelet clicks closed. The man's hands fall away, but slowly, as though reluctant to break the connection. The bracelet settles into place, cool metal warming against her skin. She lifts her arms slightly, watching how the light catches the silver, how the charm moves. Memory works in mysterious ways. Researchers have discovered that our strongest memories often attach to physical objects and sensory experiences. A particular perfume can transport us instantly to a moment years ago. A song can resurrect an entire evening we thought we had forgotten. Objects we can touch and hold become anchors for memory. The bracelet will do this work. Days from now, weeks, years, she will catch sight of it on her wrist. The silver-catching light will trigger recall, not just of this moment, but of the feeling of this moment. The warm air, the garden smell, his careful hands, the quality of silence between them. Memory collapses time. Past and present exist simultaneously in the instant of remembering. Anthropologists observe that gift-giving establishes bonds and obligations. To give a gift creates a relationship that extends into the future. The gift says, I was thinking of you. I wanted to please you. You matter enough to me that I took time to choose this, to bring it here, to place it in your hands. The receiver now carries this knowledge, this awareness of being thought about, cared for, valued. Part 3. The Garden at Twilight and the Art of Unspoken Things. The light begins to change. Golden hour slides toward something softer, cooler. The shadows lengthen across the grass. The roses seem to glow more intensely as the general brightness dims. This hour, between day and evening, between full light and approaching darkness, has enchanted artists and writers for centuries. The French have a phrase, l'heure bleue, the blue hour. It describes the period of twilight when the sun has set but darkness has not yet arrived completely. The sky turns deep blue. Electric lights begin to glow. Colors become richer, deeper. The world transforms into something both familiar and strange. The two figures remain standing close. They have not moved apart. The bracelet now belongs to her wrist, claims its place there. She turns her hand slowly, watching the charm spin and catch the fading light. The man watches her watch the bracelet. Neither speaks. The power of silence in human connection deserves attention. Our modern world drowns in words. Constant streams of language through devices, media, conversation. We forget that communication happens in silence too. Two people can stand together without speaking and understand each other perfectly. The quality of silence matters. Some silences feel comfortable, rich with shared understanding. Others feel tense, awkward, full of things wanting to be said. This silence feels weighted but not uncomfortable. It holds possibility. Both people seem to be feeling their way through the moment, trying to understand what it means, what comes next. The silence gives them space to feel rather than explain. Body language researchers tell us that humans constantly communicate without words. The angle of shoulders, the tilt of a head, the direction of a gaze, the distance maintained between bodies, all these elements form a complex language. We read this language unconsciously, constantly adjusting our own positions in response to others. The woman's body angles slightly toward the man. Her shoulders stay relaxed. She does not cross her arms or create barriers. These signals indicate openness, acceptance. The man stands with his weight distributed evenly, not leaning away, not towering over her. He occupies space without dominating it. His hands now rest at his sides, open, still. The history of courtship across cultures shows remarkable variety in how people signal romantic interest. In some traditions, elaborate verbal declarations matter most. In others, actions speak while words remain minimal. The exchange of gifts, the sharing of food, the offering of protection or service, the creation of beauty for another person, these gestures communicate what words sometimes cannot. Medieval European literature gave us the concept of courtly love. Knights performed great deeds for ladies they admired. They wore tokens, a scarf, a ribbon, sometimes a bracelet, that belonged to their chosen lady. The token represented the lady herself. To wear it meant to carry her favor, her blessing, her presence even in her absence. The bracelet serves this ancient function. When she wears it, she carries him with her in small but constant way. The weight of it on her wrist, the cool slide of metal against skin, the occasional catch of light, these sensations will remind her. The bracelet creates a thread connecting this moment in the garden to all the moments that follow. Part 4. Symbols, Seasons, and the Promise of Continuation. Flowers in the garden have begun closing for the evening. Some blooms fold their petals inward, protecting their centers through the cooler hours of night. Others remain open, their colors deepening in the dimming light. The roses especially seem to intensify, their reds becoming richer, their pinks glowing almost luminous. Flowers themselves speak a language. The Victorians developed an elaborate system they called florography, the language of flowers. Every bloom carried specific meaning. To send someone a bouquet meant to send a message composed in petals and stems. Red roses spoke of passionate love. White roses suggested purity. Yellow roses offered friendship. Pink roses expressed gratitude and grace. The charm on the bracelet catches attention again as she moves her hand. It appears to be a flower after all, perhaps a rose, perhaps something simpler. The symbolic weight increases. A flower represents beauty that blooms and fades. But a flower rendered in metal, preserved, lasting, suggests beauty captured and kept. Time stopped. A moment made permanent. Throughout human history, people have created objects designed to last longer than their own lives. We carve stone, cast metal, weave textiles meant to survive us. These objects carry our presence forward. They speak for us when we can no longer speak ourselves. A bracelet given in youth might be worn 70 years later, still carrying the memory of the giver, the moment, the garden, the light. The concept of heirlooms reflects this desire for continuity. An heirloom piece of jewelry travels through time, linking generation to generation. Each person who wears it adds their story to its story. The object accumulates, meaning the way a river accumulates water from tributaries. It grows richer, deeper, more complex with each life it touches. The man finally speaks, though we cannot hear his words. His voice stays low, meant only for her. She listens with complete attention, her eyes on his face. Whatever he says makes her expressions soften further. The corner of her mouth lifts, not quite a smile, but the beginning of one, the suggestion of one. Research into human bonding reveals that shared experiences create connections between people. When two people witness something together, remember something together, they become linked through that shared knowing. Neuroscientists have discovered that when people communicate well, their brain patterns actually begin to synchronize. Speaker and listener start showing similar neural activity. Connection happens not just emotionally but literally, measurably, in the physical structures of our minds. This moment in the garden becomes a shared experience that belongs to both of them equally. Years from now, they might tell this story, separately or together. Do you remember the evening in the garden? Do you remember the bracelet? The telling and retelling will polish the memory like water polishes stone, wearing away rough edges, keeping the essential shape. The garden around them continues its own quiet life. Bees finish their last visits to flowers. Birds settle into branches for the night, their evening songs growing softer. The temperature drops slightly, enough to make the air feel different against skin. The day releases its hold. Evening arrives without announcement, without ceremony, simply by being the next thing that happens. Change comes this way often, gradually, inevitably, naturally. The light shifts by degrees until suddenly we notice It's no longer afternoon. The bracelet changes from gift to possession in the same gradual way. The moment of giving matters, but the days and weeks and years of wearing it matter too. The bracelet will become part of her, assumed as completely as the watch she might wear, or a ring, or the clothes she chooses each morning. But unlike those other objects, this one will always carry its origin story. It will always remember this garden, this light, these two people standing close while the world turned from gold to blue. The bracelet becomes a keeper of this moment, a witness that remains. Part 5. Closing the Circle, Evening's Arrival and Memory's Gift. Full evening has arrived. The garden transforms. Colors mute into shades of gray and deep blue. The roses that glowed so intensely minutes ago now appear as dark shapes, their brilliance dimmed but somehow more mysterious. The apple tree's leaves whisper in a breeze that has picked up with the temperature drop. The two figures remain visible but less distinct. Silhouettes rather than detailed forms. The specifics blur into impression. Two people, standing close, connected by something that happened between them, something quiet and significant. Throughout the day, we move through many moments. Most of them pass without leaving deep marks. We forget them almost as they happen. But certain moments catch, hold, stay. They become touchstones we return to, reference points in the story we tell ourselves about our lives. That was the evening in the garden, we might say years later. That was when everything changed, or when everything became clear, or when I understood something I hadn't understood before. These moments often arrive unannounced. We do not wake up knowing that today will matter. The day begins ordinarily. We move through ordinary hours. Then something happens. Someone hands us a bracelet, speaks words we needed to hear, looks at us in a particular way, and the ordinary becomes extraordinary. Time splits into before and after. The bracelet catches the last light, flashing once like a small signal in the dusk. Then the light fades below the point where metal can reflect it. The charm stills. The bracelet settles into shadow along with everything else. But the memory has formed. The moment has happened. What began as present experience has already become past. Something to remember, to think about, to carry forward. The bracelet will help with this carrying. Each time she notices it, the memory will return, bringing with it the smell of roses, the feel of evening air, the careful touch of his hands, the quality of silence, the weight of meaning. Anthropologists and psychologists agree that humans build identity through memory and story. We are, in essential ways, the stories we tell about ourselves. I am someone who, and then we fill in the blank with narratives. I am someone who was given a bracelet in a garden at sunset. I am someone chosen, valued, thought about, cared for enough that another person wanted to give me something beautiful, something lasting, something meant to be kept. The narrative we build from moments like these shapes how we move through the world. We walk differently when we feel valued. We speak differently. We make different choices. A bracelet on a wrist becomes a small but constant reminder. Someone thought you worth this trouble, this care, this gift. The garden will remain. Tomorrow the sun will rise and illuminate the same trees, the same flowers, the same grass. But tomorrow will be different because today happened. The garden holds this story now, along with all the other stories it has accumulated, other people who walked these paths, other couples who stood close under this tree, other moments of connection and meaning. Places remember, not consciously perhaps, but through the accumulated weight of everything that happens in them. We sense this when we enter old buildings, walk through ancient forests, stand in rooms where important things occurred. The space feels thick with history, with all the lives that have passed through it. This garden, in its modest way, holds the same thickness now. The bracelet, the two figures, the golden light sliding into twilight, all of it has been absorbed into the fabric of this place. The garden keeps the secret and the story simultaneously. As full darkness approaches, the figures finally move. They turn together, begin walking slowly toward the house visible in the distance, a warm light glowing in a window. Their pace stays unhurried. Perhaps they hold hands. Perhaps they walk close enough that their shoulders occasionally touch. We cannot see clearly anymore. The darkness protects them, gives them privacy. The bracelet moves with her as she walks. It has found its place, claimed its territory. From now on, it will be part of her landscape, part of how she knows herself in the world. Such small things, a chain of silver, a charm, a clasp, can carry such large meanings. The evening deepens. Stars begin appearing in the darkening sky. The garden releases its daytime heat slowly, the earth breathing out warmth accumulated through hours of sun. Night creatures emerge, crickets begin their songs, a moth flies past on pale wings, somewhere in the distance an owl calls once, twice. Life continues its patterns. The extraordinary moment has passed, but its effects ripple outward, forward, onward. The bracelet remains. The memory remains. The connection formed between two people in a garden at sunset continues, growing and changing, becoming whatever it will become. And somewhere in all of this, the metal and the memory, the gift and the giving, the evening light and the approaching night, lies something essential about being human. Our need to mark time, to create meaning, to connect with others, to give and receive care. Our desire to make beautiful things, to offer them to people we value, to say without words, "You matter to me." Our capacity to transform simple objects into symbols, simple moments into memories, simple gestures into stories we carry forever. The bracelet gleams once more in the darkness, catching light from the distant window, then disappears into shadow. But it remains there, on her wrist, where it belongs now, waiting for tomorrow, for all the tomorrows that follow, to continue meaning what it means, to continue being what it is, a gift, a memory, a promise, a circle of silver catching light, holding time, connecting moment to moment to moment in its small but eternal round. Thank you for joining us in this quiet garden evening. If you enjoyed this peaceful journey through language and memory, please subscribe to Dreams Speak English. Leave a comment below and tell us what story you'd like to hear next. Sweet dreams and see you soon.